it to the surrounding community, or you building this building just to have a place a lot of school and medical, but you got it now, and there's nobody here who is building it. You started a rooftop. You got a place, but there's nobody really there adding on with a few people. So I'm saying this. You know it, but you got to understand it. They come with an idea. After an idea, there's a promise. What is this promise? That's who our allies are, God. Excuse me, brother. Once you know the promise, then you got to understand how long it's going to take. And not when it's going to take place, but who are these people that are going to do it? The question of building the school is not at hand. That's not at hand. It's got to be built for the surrounding area. They got a condominium right there on the corner, and people paying millions of dollars for that. You think they gonna look down in the yard and see a vacant lot, abandoned shit, or a raggedy building? No. So that's not the question. The question you gotta ask him, or the people that come before you, this is ours. What are you offering us and why? They offer you 1.5 million. People say take it. If you say don't take it, they say nigga ain't got the money, don't take it. But the question is, they're trying to always take that from you, not the city, but those who want it. It's $1 million corner. But more important than that, the idea that the Father gave us is beyond that. And we are men of profession and resource. We got to learn how to just stop making presentations to the overall public in our nation who do not understand and yea or nay, and then we can have the same thing. You got it. Don't let him leave. Ask all the questions you need to ask now. For us to have one mindset, one agreement, we must be in one mindset of correctness, of building, real building. It's not, when you ask a man a question, you're not necessarily going against the idea. You got the right to examine an idea or a presentation as vague as this, from A to Z. If they get frustrated, then you know it ain't fucking right.
But God, our ruler is our lessons.
The ruler is the common sense of our language. The lesson ain't my ruler.
And
this is your own problem. You got to tell people to deal with the facts. Lessons ain't going to save no school. The science of us ain't going to understand the people. There's a question that needs to be asked. Questions that need to be answered. And really, you got people who come today, and next time you see them 6 months down the road, I'm not hearing that real talk. That's right. If I can give you a presentation, make all of them go for you, but you got a right to ask questions. That makes us one as a man. We come together once a month, that we bring information, resource, to make the best what's for our nation. This decision is based on 20 and 30 years down the road when you're building. Now, if you build a building, you want the building to be yours as it is, or you take somebody in for rent. Just as you take a person in your house, and they start paying you rent, you can't put them out. There's a process. Understand that it all sounds good. But I know for one fact that all I can tell you, my father gave me the sign for mathematics, a gave I don't teach no old people unless they have some offer to babies. That was sin. In this day and time, you can't accept nobody, I don't care what gift they come bearing, unless they have something to offer the children of both and equality. You cannot sit here and say you, the lesson ruler, that you quote the first degree in 140, that tells you that you predict history right there. That means we ain't got to know how, what we get into. We agree on something. This is the outcome of that from A to Z. How long is it going to take? Who's going to do this? And what do we promise our nation we will do? A person's giving an idea and giving you a promise up here. when those people come, they're going to give you all type of promises. But you have the understanding to see, are these people real, or they, what you always taught about but never understood, bloodsuckers. They couldn't live. I'm not talking about it. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue, man. Hey, what I'm saying is, understand this. Beloved is here now. This is nation business. Because all this whole situation bringing off back to reality. Nation business is 2 o'clock in time to arrive. Ain't no open mic. There's too many things to do. So if beloved is here, he ain't going nowhere unless y'all got questions to ask. Not possible, but intelligent. That you can make a proper understanding and assessment. Where people understand that not 1, no 2, no 3 people, or no group of people clicked up in back rooms or front rooms will make decisions that affect this. Because I've said over 40 years, the first is the last is the first. And I never lied to you about that. But we never understood that because we never had the responsibility to be able to look at this. We're going through a process. Is this feasible that the nation be here or we kill that shit right here? Unfortunately, that we ain't get that point. What we got to the point was that you can't sell us a wooden nickel. You can't sell me a wooden nickel. So you can't get upset with me if I'm examining this from A to Z. The pros and cons of it. That we're supposed to be happy. You cannot sell me about a fake vision. Where is the vision? We're still here. People look at us like we're crazy because they say, if I had that land, I'll do that and I'll do that. Everything we should have did, it wasn't meant. So they could build a whole building like this school around the corner. They're going to take it anyway because the anticipation of the citizens is not up to par based on what the building is for. We got a small building and we still know the resource of the men and women in the nation. There's millions of dollars in this nation. People just know how to deal with it, or they say, well, they didn't before that. That's why you do a history. That would happen then when it's going to happen now. But you cannot accept anything without examining what a person is saying.
That's no face value.
You cannot do it. Otherwise, if anything, if you go right, we right. If you go wrong, we all responsible. Y'all gotta stop clicking up. Y'all clicking up too much. And backstabbing people. If a person is doing something in this nation that affects the nation as a whole, and you know it ain't right, and you gonna say nothing but talk your friend on the side and try to like that, then all y'all wrong. That's why I'm here talking, because y'all gotta know. Also, how good the presentation is. I don't care what these people come and say, but what is the benefit to us? We got the land already. It's the benefit of a building door, 4 stories, you got 2, they got 2. The state benefit because they came in through the side door. There's 1,000 corporations would love to talk to us. They're on our houses. They just like to go and ask you, beloved. This is a good question. They just came up to you. No, maybe not. Maybe they had a research team that saw that this is a man that's in the business, but he's connected to the 5%, so maybe we could go to him and get the presentation forward. That's right. Because it's very hard to do presentations in the company. So the meeting must be like it. Because he was there, so he got to be the medium.
And it's his profession.
Don't make the people understand, that's why he went to him. Because his profession is connected to us.
Exactly.
He's the medium. But we as the field of operation, that we'll listen to the medium, now we got to listen to the medium singer. What is they?
You got to take it under advisement.
No. It's
You
not
got to take it
they.
under
It's
advisement.
us.
That's no face
God,
value.
it's us.
Wait, stop. Man,
I'm answering. Yes, we did. Because we have been building on developing this site for how many years, Jumar? No, hold on. No. This is what I want everyone to understand. Clearly, it's our plan to develop the site. It's our plan. Our developer works for us. Our architect. draws what we want him to draw.
We the rulers.
We are the ones who are developing the site.
Know it.
It's
Okay,
nobody
we
else.
who?
The nation, God.
But how many times have you heard this?
Who's developer? Who is the nation developer? Stop right here. Thank you. Who's the nation developer?
No, that's what I'm saying. God, I got a post, man. They take my words.
Hey, you out here working out
I
street.
got a response, God. You've been doing this a long time. I got a response. Because I was here in school.
Who knows who the developer is? Do you?
10 years ago.
Do you know that? You.
Building make you developer.
Hold on. Let me ask you.
This is some
And they'll be the building. If you decide it, they will
that's why we don't go
you
forward. We want to
decide. That's what I'm telling you.
You don't have
It's only a proposal.
words don't develop.
All through my actions, who is the developer? That's all he asked.
We don't have one yet, but you have to decide.
The developer that I have been working with on behalf of the nation, his name is Carlton Brown from Full Spectrum. Carlton Brown from Full Spectrum. So this is the developer's Carlton Brown. And now, God, through the knowledge, because I don't want you to lose it. The developer that I spoke to at the party, his name is Eric Anderson from Pinnacle, Urban Green Buildings. Urban Green Buildings. So we have a developer who's working with our ideas to develop the site. God, I know that
What was your ideas is on the site?
Yeah.
Your ideas, not our ideas.
Our ideas.
No, we ain't your ideas.
No, God. Because nothing can be built until we agree. Nothing can be built.
If you use the word, I'm for it, the building is for it. Listen, it ain't my vote, y'all know it is. It ain't my idea, I have no input. It's your idea because you have a connection to the property, you present it as our idea. Now your idea may be right, and your brother, a building don't mean just because you want to build it. And your brother means bring it up.
They don't know what we go through.
I got the question to ask you this question. He is not my result, I don't know. I asked you the question, I asked you the question. At the party, the dude just came to you.
I answered that already.
Well, I know it. Listen, everything is possible.
Listen, let me just say one thing. And this is from Camille too, hold on 1 second. From our history. This is where we always get caught. Because we always have a fear that somebody is manipulating us. We always have a fear that somebody's manipulating us.
Why I gotta be fear? Why can't I be common sense?
Or a concern.
Why I gotta be fear?
Or we always have concern.
Because we question
But what
you
I'm
fear?
saying- But what I know, God, as you know, the lessons are made up of questions and answers.
I didn't say no lessons.
But I'll let you know that too. So anyway, what I would like us to do, God, is for us to have an idea and a vision of our own that we want to create on that site, and then live it out. That's what I'm talking about. And to live it out by hiring a developer, by hiring an architect, and getting them to build what we want. That's what we haven't done in the past. Well, true. Yes, God.
In writing, like in proposal, in writing.
Of course. God, hold on.
If there is something in writing that each of us can sit down and look at, if that's what
First of all,
that we can respond to.
let me say this. About truth. Again, what do you want to see developed on the site? What do we want to see developed on the site? That's what we're going to ask our developer to build. Now, I told you just now, and I'm going to close on this. I told you just now the things that so far to this point we have came together in one mind on to develop a law school, to create jobs, the school has to have all those things in there, to create an endowment, and we maintain ownership of the site. There is no specific proposal. Because the proposal, if there's a proposal, I present it to you. The only reason I'm speaking today is because next month, I'd like to invite guests to the rally, and I'm letting you know in advance who the guests would be. And the guests would be a contingent from the group, Bill T. Jones Dance Company, and we're going to go to their site and see their facility. I would like to invite them here, but obviously, before we do any building on site, obviously, we would have a cleaner, obviously, we would have a lawyer, and that we would get everything vetted through the nation.
Our authority, our places for your skills, but why is it this particular group that we have?
We don't.
Then why are they coming?
Then why what?
Why are they coming before the body?
I told you already. No. God, you missed it. No, I didn't miss it. Because I gave reasons, but I didn't come here, and not one of them,
If they come before the body next power, right?
but you're missing it.
Wait a minute,
You're missing it.
wait a minute, there's gonna be all type of questions that gonna be asked that you may not like. So this petition here is for, you say you finished. So if I missed it, tell me again.
Okay.
Why
Okay. Let me tell you again. These particular people, potentially, let me get the whole breakdown. Development deals work different ways. The one that we're working on right now is a possibility for us to build on site, is to sell air rights to build above us. We could sell air rights to build above us. We could sell anybody air rights to build above us, and the money that we get for building above, for them building above us, we get to build our own buildings. So it will be anybody. I have no vested interest in any of them. All I have a vested interest is in this nation.
All right, now.
And hold on, God, hold on. And I have a vested interest in this nation and what we want to build. That's why I'm coming for the nation. Because I want the nation to have a vision and for us to come out in one mind about what we want to build. But and I know the tendency is what to say, somebody's trying to get all that. I'm not even thinking about what our vision is. All I'm thinking about is I don't want nobody else to have that plan but us. But what I want us to do is to,
My thing is, I'm with you this. I'm with everything.
I said I would this.
What I caught is a prime minister is that it's not, is it about our vision?
Yeah.
Or is it about showing the airspace to other people that we think we can build a school? That's why these people are involved. Right or wrong? Because the other people,
the only people
We
that
need some means, and we have to agree on a means.
right.
Okay? So we in the means, we have to understand that we're not gonna lose our
That's
perception.
right.
That we're not gonna be flammable.
That's right, and exactly.
And that whatever the coexistence is, we're gonna have to coexist.
Fine.
All right, man.
And that's what I'm saying.
Then we're not arguing.
What I'm saying is not being answered to me, right? Listen to me. This is what I'm saying. More useful. The thousands of people that are interested in helping us control our land. By building our schools in 4 stories aspect, we get income or resources to build schools. Right? The question that I have, that any business person have, is first, how much? When do you get it? And are the people that's giving this money the ones that get the aspect of talking about selling? What's, like I said, again, they can say, it ain't no fear. They gonna say that Dubai ain't going to shit again. Fear. Ain't no bad common sense.
Set up the two guys.
You set them up. I can't tell them, because I'm not in that area. My area is only to be consistent with the brothers are doing. That's his job to say, these are, that's what he's mentioning.
And it's still fact finding though, because we go into that place and they come into the parliament. It's still
All right, when they
fact finding.
when they go to the next power,
After they come.
but when they come,
Okay, but do more.
will we as a nation have the full understanding of what we're doing with these people?
All right, let me answer that. Let me answer that. Let me answer that. The first thing that's going to happen is that we're going to go to their organization. And God, I want you to be there. And I want you to ask all the questions. Because when they come here, they're not even speaking. I'm not going to ask them to speak at the rally. They're coming to see our social equality. We're going to their site to understand that when we go to their site, we ask about their own community. When they come here, they ask about us. Because
They're interested, dude. That's all. It could be somebody else, dog. Somebody else thinking I'm thinking the same thing. No, we ain't nobody thinking I'm with you, dog. Ain't nobody upset with you. Hey! Ain't nobody upset, dog.
they got questions.
We ain't moving nowhere. We ain't moving nowhere.
Very powerful information that just came up there. And I guess that left y'all with a lot to think about. I'm gonna give you some more to think about. Because number one, if your health is not in order, you ain't gonna be here to see no damn school. Straight like that. Now y'all keep playing with this health issue all you want. I'm telling you, when the white man has to go check up inside your butt, it ain't gonna be a nice feeling. And my whole thing is, can I get your attention? Take that outside, man. Let me feel. Because this is nation business too. Help me. Excuse me. Somebody has a Nissan Altima, license plate number DAP 1037. Again, Nissan Altima, DAP 1037. You have to move your vehicle. All right. If I can get back to this. Again, we were just talking about if your health is not in order, you won't be around to see anything. You won't be able to philosophize anything. Hey, God, can y'all take that outside? You won't be able to put together.
Somebody please pick up that box. Please pick up the box and get the sticker something.
Can we get some order? I don't want to lose my voice.
Please take the garbage. Isn't that right? Come on. It ain't that heavy.
Yeah, it's not that serious. It's not that serious.
What's going on?
Let me help you process this
It's
information.
not that heavy.
It's not.
This ain't church.
Because guess what? The future's not even here yet. So, the past is a ghost. So we deal with the present right now. And that's the gift. You know what I'm saying? You got a gift. The gift is that you have the gift of life right now. So what do you do about it? See, if you don't take care of your health, you won't see none of that stuff. All of the things that you work for, now. Right now. Now, ain't nobody can determine how long you physically are gonna live, right? But we know the Black Man Woman Challenge, infinite. But we're not talking about the physical body when we're talking about infinite, because the mind is infinite. But in this space-time continuum, in order for you to follow the cause of Allah, you must make very powerful information that just came up here. And I guess that left y'all with a lot to think about. I'm gonna give you some more to think about. Because number one, if your health is not in order, you ain't gonna be here to see no damn school. Straight like that. Now y'all can keep playing with this health issue all you want. I'm telling you, when the white man has to go check up inside your butt, it ain't gonna be a nice feeling. And my whole thing is, can I get your attention? Take that outside, man. Let me feel. But this is nation business too. Help me. Excuse me. Somebody has a Nissan Altima, license plate number DAP 1037. Again, Nissan Altima, DAP 1037. You have to move your vehicle. All right. If I can get back to this. Again, we were just talking about if your health is not in order, you won't be around to see anything. You won't be able to philosophize anything. Hey, God, can y'all take that outside? You won't be able to put together.
Somebody please pick up that box. Please pick up the box and get this sticker something.
Can we get some order? I don't want to lose my voice. Yeah, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Let me help you process this information.
Not that heavy.
It's not.
This ain't true.
Because guess what? The future's not even here yet. So, the past is a ghost. So we're dealing with the present right now. And that's the gift. You know what I'm saying? You got a gift. The gift is that you have the gift of life right now. So what do you do about it? See, if you don't take care of your health, you won't see none of that stuff. All of the things that you work for, all of the things that you foresee in the future, you won't have none of it. Because let me explain something to you. Health is wealth. If you want to be a wealthy individual in the near future, then that means you need to get your health in order now. Right now. Now, ain't nobody can determine how long you physically are gonna live, right? But we know the Black Man Woman Challenge, infinite. But we're not talking about the physical body when we're talking about infinite, because the mind is infinite. But in this space-time continuum, in order for you to follow the cause of Allah, you must maintain your spaceship. This is your spaceship, your arm, leg, arm, head. In order for you to continue to move in a to. Because if you don't adhere to these natural laws, the wages of sin is death. And death surely will come creep up upon you, and you won't know how the hell it got inside you. Absolutely. We got to be careful of the things that we say out of our mouth. Of course. Because the law of attraction, it states that the universe is mental. And anything that you say out of your mouth, if you just do the knowledge to how you think, and the things that you allow to come out your mouth, and then start doing the knowledge to the events that happen in your life, you'll find out that you was the cause of all of that happened. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes you say, oh man, this person did me wrong, or that person did me wrong. What part did you play in that situation? You always play a part. You see, what I found out about in my life is that once I started to change the way I think, my reality began to change. When I was thinking negative, then negative things came into my life. When I was acting out negative behavior, negative things came into my life without my own permission. At least I thought. But I was given permission for negative things to come into my life by the way that I thought. So how does thinking and health interact with one another? Because you got to cleanse out your temple. You got to cleanse this vehicle out so that you can give yourself an opportunity to vibrate on a higher level in order to tune in to that blackness, right? But we say that the word black means frequency. And frequency means the quality and the quantity of intelligence. We have thoughts that are lower thoughts. We got thoughts that are like midbrain. We got thoughts that are up here. And we got thoughts that are up here because thinking is infinite. But where are you thinking? What level of degree are you thinking on? So, as we said, or as you should know, that your food is part of your thinking. You see, when you're putting stuff into your body, it transforms into thinking the kinds of foods that you eat. You see, sometimes you have arguments and sometimes you have like behavior that's really not explainable to yourself. You say, well, how the hell I got in this situation? Or like you might just finish eating some food and all of a sudden you feel zapped. All of your energy is gone. Right? You think that's the natural process after you eat a heavy meal that you should feel zapped? No, that's not how it goes. Food should be transmuted into energy. Right? Right? Not take away from it. The problem is that we was taught how to eat the wrong food. Talk about it. The wrong food is just not eating pork. You can eat pork all your damn life and still be sitting up there in the white man's doctor's office. And once you have to go see the white man, you can forget about anything good happening because you go in there for one thing and your ass will come out of there with 12 other things. Most people that don't see the doctor die from something totally different. And all of this can be prevented. The way it can be prevented is by learning the natural laws of food. Again, I wanted to talk to you because I told it before, I need y'all to know it again. Wicked white sugar. The sugar industry began with the slave trade. Okay, if you didn't know it or not. Now, the reason I picked wicked white sugar is because white sugar is a drug. Which brings me to my next point. This country is a country that celebrates the use of drugs. It was through drugs, please don't. It was through drugs that they enslaved the black man. You know, they used to take sugar on the plantation and fill our babies up with it. Not only did they use sugar, they used cocaine, they used an array of drugs on us in on behaviors. The behaviors came from our use of the drugs that we were using. What are these drugs that we were using? Foods or drugs disguised as foods. See, they were giving us drugs masquerading as food. And they have only elevated the game today. The game is so high-tech. Your drugs that you eat taste so damn good. Man, they taste so good, and they are packaged like suited and booted. See? So, you're unsuspecting victims of a war that is silently being played out at your dinner table. And they sit around and think, the more intelligent Europeans, they sit around and think on how to keep you in a mind control set. See, they use your television to implement poisonous food. They use your newscasters to implement poisonous food. But what's so interesting to the nation about the white sugar is that we don't eat swine, right? Now, I told this before, and I'm going to tell it again. White sugar is smart. Now, here God, I said that white sugar is swine.
Oh,
Now, this may take you some time to process it. You may have some feelings about this, because most drug addicts, when you talk about their drugs, they tell you, oh no, I can't have it, especially the dogs. You know, the dogs say, well, I can master my cycle, but you're on drugs. And I can't sugarcoat it anymore. I have to let you know. And I'm going to read from this book about the, okay, right here, on this page 76. In this book, Drugs Masquerading as Food, which I do sell the book. White sugar is loaded with bleach, pig blood, and stuff. An article in July 1989 issue of Doctor's Health Review educates us about this horror. Commercial sugar is made from sugar cane and sugar beets. At one phase of the beet sugar refining process, blood albumin from the slaughterhouse is used to flush protein particles out of the sugar beets and sugar cane. Also purchased from the slaughterhouse is bone black or animal chocolate, which comes from low-grade animals used as a filter to purify this mixture called sugar. It is then bleached with a strong bleaching agent referred to as blue water. 65% of the animals slaughtered for the market are smart. Therefore, the slaughterhouse products being used in processing sugar are derivatives of pork. Whoa. So now, you know that although you had knowledge since 1979 and you ain't ate no pork since then, you secretly have been eating pork. But it's not your fault because you did not know. You did not know, but now you know. Because Natural Tahiti, Allah, told you so. Now I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a battle because we're talking about a drug. Sugar is just not smart. It is a drug, like cocaine or heroin. And when you try to kick it, you're going to have withdrawal symptoms. And I guarantee you what, check this out. The food that you crave the most, I guarantee you that food is loaded with drugs. This is the way they do it, man. This is how they keep us in a mind control set. Because here's the premise. These white folks know because, matter of fact, I can't think of the year, but they had a guy by the name of, He was a CIA agent, Alistair Crowley. Anybody knows about Alistair Crowley? Alistair Crowley was a CIA agent, and they hired him to go and study the occult. All the occult means is hidden, right? Because, you know, we dealt with the occult for many years. The occult is all the occult is dealing with is the manipulation of the four cardinal points, which is fire, air, earth, and water. Well, Alistair Crowley, and then there was a woman by the name of Madame Blavatsky. Madame Blavatsky started the Theosophical Research Society. Alistair Crowley started the Church of Satan. White folks do rituals every day of the year on black communities. And they use all kinds of mediums to get these rituals across. These rituals are to manipulate the space-time continuum so that to keep the followers or the cattle on a very low vibration. So what does that have to do with food? Rituals, occult, and food. What does it have to do with it? Because if I can give you, no, first and foremost, they're chemists, they're scientists. We know what the word chemist means, right? The word chem in the word chemistry means the study of, right? Or the study of something of that nature, right? The study of. And the word chem itself means black. It's an ancient word from out of Egypt, which Egypt's real name is Kemet. So the word chemistry means black, the study of black. What the scientists are studying is your melanin. See, they know that you are a God people. They know that the black man is God. And they know, see, they know that if they were to wake you up, if your energy level was allowed to expand, they won't exist no more. Because they fear genetic annihilation. So what they have to do is manipulate your melanin. That's why they put out movies like Saw 5 and Saw this and all these creepy movies, because what they found out is that under trauma, melanin shuts down. But under stress, your melanin releases a chemical called DMT, which they have observed to be a God-like energy, where it would allow you to do incredible things. They know that you guys are the superheroes of the universe, right? Because the word hero comes from the word hero. See? So they know that you are the heroes. See what I'm saying? They see stuff like with Jordan in them. That's incredible. But if you are allowed to harness your melanin energy, there's great things that you can do. You can't even imagine right now how great your thoughts really are. Because your energy level is so low, it's been tampered with. You are being tampered with. Now, I don't want y'all to think I'm spooky or nothing, but even you're being manipulated and you're being controlled even in your dream state. Because your dream state is a field of energy, your emotional nature, right? And these people are vampires. They can't exist unless they suck your life blood. That's the only reason why the European is still here today. So those people that I was talking about, Alistair Crowley and Madame Blavatsky, they knew that the devil civilization was about to end. If they did not get into the occult sciences, this is the way they are continually upholding this civilization, or this so-called civilization. Otherwise, it would have been fell down, because they're just so wickedly corrupt as a people. The only thing that is keeping them where they are today is us. So, changing your eating diet also it begins with changing the way you think. Now that's gonna be rough. Because some of us, right, we still drink alcohol, we still smoke marijuana, we still sniff cocaine, we still do all these other things. And we think that it's okay because we say, well, you know, I'm God, I'm mastering my cycle. But I'm here to tell you, if you've been drinking alcohol since the 60s, that's something you take a look at. If you've been smoking since the 70s, I mean, you might want to take a look at that behavior because it's not conducive to releasing the God-like energy that you have. You are God.
Yes, what about if you've been eating the same way since 1970 or 1980?
And he took
You don't eat the swine, but what if you're eating just these fast foods in certain way you eat at a certain time and laying down on it?
You took me to my next point. If you have been eating the same way, it's time to take a look at that. Because you don't realize, you see, listen, if I came at you with a knife and came to your jugular vein, you would do everything you need to do to protect yourself. But if I come at you with a donut, you'll open your mouth and you're like, oh man. But you don't realize that the donut is cutting you up in your stomach. It cuts you all up because sugar goes straight through it goes straight through it and cuts right through the stomach. Cuts right through it. It will cut you up on the inside. So over a period of time, you will wind up with one of these generic diseases, because it's only one disease, and I'm going to tell you what it is. But you will wind up with one of these generic diseases like arthritis, rheumatism, high blood pressure, diabetes, or one of these other generic terms. Now they got diseases for everything. Restless leg syndrome, I didn't kiss my woman last night syndrome. So all kinds of stuff they want to medicate you for. You know, which brings me to my next point before I do that one.
What's that one disease?
There's no difference. The only difference between brown sugar and white sugar is they take molasses and saturate the white sugar with molasses. No difference.
I understand.
So what do we use then? Okay, the alternative to sugar, you would want to use natural fruit juices. You can use cane juice. Instead of processing the cane and making it a white sugar, what we do, I wouldn't suggest the sugar in the raw, I would suggest cane juice or agave nectar. That's what I use, agave nectar. Now, to my next point, very important, because concerning our children, when the white men do not know how to deal with our children, the first thing they tell you as a parent in school is that your child is ADHD. You don't know what I'm talking about. I, for one, was a child that was diagnosed with that. And I'm going to tell you what their remedy is. Their remedy is Ritalin and various other drugs. Now, let me tell you what Ritalin is. Ritalin is a cheap form of speed. You might as well give your child cocaine. Absolutely. It's methamphetamine. It's methamphetamine. That's what Ritalin is. And if you allow these folks to give that to your child, you're putting your child on the fast track to prison. Because number one, they will turn out as addicts. They will turn out as drug addicts. That's a fact. I know they will. Because children at 7 and 8 years old, first of all, ADD is a generic term. There's no such thing as an attention deficit disorder. There is no such thing. This is a lie, a straight out lie. This is another way to control black people. That's all it is. There may be a deficit in the attention, which means that you need to do your job as a parent, and maybe you need to stop giving your damn children so much damn snacks, because there ain't no such thing as a snack. The word snack came from Europeans when they were in the cave and they was coming out the cave, they couldn't find food. So whenever they seen somebody with food, they would snatch it. And that's how the word snack came about. Snack, 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 snack. Yeah. So there's no such thing as a snack. Show me a nation where it's a snack. No such thing. So maybe you want to stop giving your children so much sugar. You know what I'm saying? In yourself. You want to, just do yourself one favor. Stop using sugar for 7 days. And then take a notice at all the different changes you're going to go through in them 7 days. Man, it's terrible, man. So now, the one disease, there's only one disease. Let me break it down for you. The only disease is self-intoxication. Auto-intoxication. The problem is that your body, or the foods that you're eating, such as flesh and starch, that's basically your American diet. Starch, number one, is not a food. Starch is a binder. It's not a food, it's a binder. Then flesh, your body is really not capable of breaking down flesh. Along with all of the other chemicals that you're putting in your body, what happens is when you eat it, it turns to pus and mucus. Mucus is the only disease. They tell you got schizophrenia. You know what you got? You got mucus lodged in your brain somewhere. So what you need to do is cleanse the brain and the body of the mucus and rebuild the body with herbs and minerals. Not so much protein, because protein is another misnomer. Your body is made of 102 minerals. So it's minerals that you need to put in your body in order to have a chemical affinity. Now, the other thing is that you need to learn what pH balance is. pH balance means, right, it means hydrogen ion. That's what pH balance is. And if we had a blackboard up here, I could show you. They have a scale, a pH scale. It's numbered from 1 to 14. 7 being neutral. Anything under 7 is acid. Anything above 7 is alkaline. Alkaline means that it is electric. So if you want to heal your body, you need to heal your body with things that are electric. Things that are life, not death. See, here's the idea. And now I'm going to show you. I'm talking about the food of the gods versus the food of the vampires. Vampires eat dead food. They suck blood. Now they got us eating blood and death. Because think about what's on your plate. Think about what neck bones is. It's a pot full of goddamn bones. So now, we are gods, right? So this is not going to be an easy change. But I did it. I've been doing it 10 years now. So you can do it as well. I know you can. And you're going to love, once you make over the change, you're going to feel a difference in your life, man. I'm telling you. Your thinking is going to be different. One moment. Got to get through this. Acid. Anybody knows anything about car engines, you know that the pH balance of a car engine must be below 7. If it's just 7.1, what'll happen is mold and bacteria will start growing in the pipeline. which will cause the engine to blow up. So think about your body. Your body is a human organism that's breathing, right? If you put stuff in your body with the pH balance of under 7, you're putting acid into your body. If it's way down the scale, it could kill you instantly, right? So you want to put things in the body, not even at 7, but above 7. Because 7 is neutral. If you put stuff in your body at the pH level of 7, what'll happen is it'll raw you. Like, it'll take from every other place in the body in order to make up the nutritive value of what is missing. But the problem with that is you have the vampire effect. Now, you gotta keep replacing that stuff and putting it back in your body because it keeps sucking the lifeblood from you. So you wanna put alkaline foods in your body. Now, the problem with that is you say, okay, I'll be a vegetarian and I start eating vegetables and stuff like that. This European is so ingeniously wicked, he has even manipulated Mother Earth. No, he already has done it. Because you're eating foods that you think that are natural, that are grafted. Like carrots. Carrots are not natural. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. I know you like carrot juice. Carrot cake. Carrot cake. You think that is good for the eyes, but it really isn't. It's not natural. Carrot on the pH level is 3. Acid. Spinach is alkaline. But you want to learn about the stuff so that you can know how to feed your body and properly, because you can't fight this war. You cannot fight a revolutionary war, this spiritual war, if you are eating the foods of the enemy. One of the most successful reasons why the devil was able to enslave us is because they took the picture of Jesus, right, so-called man called Jesus, right, and turned him into a white man and implanted that into your subconscious mind. So now, when you went to go fight your enemy, you couldn't fight him. The reason why you couldn't fight him because your deity became your enemy. So the God that is hidden in you became the color of who your enemy was, so you couldn't fight. And you still can't fight on some degree, because we're still enslaved in certain instances, because we even still speak the English language. So the vibration of this language is not in sync with your melanated origin. Did you understand what I just said? It's not in sync with the origin of what you are. You are the universal black composition. The black man is God. You see? So your vibration, the sound that comes out of your fifth chakra, right, meaning the vortex of energy, has to be balanced with, the body. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Huh? Well, actually, I didn't want to get that far, but cooked food, cooked food is the beginning of all drug addiction. Because cooked food, you cook cocaine up, you cook heroin up. In order to get the benefit of smoking marijuana, you gotta do what? Burn it. So when you cook up foods, the food has a drug-like effect on you as opposed to it having the life-sustaining effect. So in all actuality, is a raw food diet leading up to a fruitarian diet. And then also, we are also breatharian, that we get food from the air. When you have brought your body in alignment to where you're not, where it's naturally supposed to be, you can draw food straight from the air. But that's the highest form. I don't want to get you far because I know y'all think I'm crazy. Well, the pollution, absolutely, that is a problem. And so our bodies, ourselves, are not getting the proper oxygen that it needs. That's why we have to reinforce the alkaline foods that we eat, because from eating alkaline foods, we will obtain the oxygen that we need to feed the cells. Okay? Yes, sir.
I need three things that I can use to market and that don't have nothing to do with sugar. You name something that is smart. It was a fruit product that you mentioned. I need two more things that I can get. I mean, from a farmer's market.
Yo, build him after.
I'm eating apples.
Get some avocado.
Avocado.
Yeah, avocado.
100% maple syrup. Great beef. That's something that easy.
All right.
Great beef.
Lastly but not least, my name is Natru Chahuya. If y'all want information, y'all can get my number. I just have a few copies, one of these is yours. And always contact me and you can get the information. The book tells me 25. I got it from Wisdom Cypher. So you can get information on it. Hey! My name is Ronald Bob. I like to add on to what God does for other people. Man, we talk every day. Today's mathematics is wisdom knowledge. And the supreme alphabet, wisdom knowledge, is you. You. I want to talk about you, which is the universe. If you know the universe is infinite. The earth, the moon compared to the earth is a dot. The earth compared to the sun is a dot. The sun compared to the universe is a dot. And there are billions of universes. That's the outer space. That's what's infinite. But I want to talk about the inner space, which is called infinitesimal, which goes in to the atomic level, the subatomic level, to the quantum level. And at that level, you have spirit. That spirit is the energy that God so eloquently talked about. That spirit is what you need to overcome all these diseases that are out here to destroy you. Because if your frequency, your vibrational level is low, what happens is you become susceptible to depression, to cancer, to all these different diseases. And all that comes from mucus. So what you need to do is increase your vibrational frequency. And how you do that is get in touch with what's deep inside you. For the month of December, I decided to fast. I've been fasting from sun up to sundown. And let me tell you something. What I realized is that the body will do anything the mind tells it to. Because that first week, my stomach was grumbling. My stomach was telling my mind, give me some food. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't fall victim. I said no, because I set a mindset. I told myself I was not eating from sun up to sundown. And now, whatever my mind tells my body obeys. My mind is the management, my body are the workers. And they listen, because what I'm doing now is I'm developing a muscle. You see what I'm saying? It's like when you work out, you develop a muscle. The more you work that muscle, the stronger you become. And now I'm working with this muscle called the will. And that will
is telling my body what to do. I'm more wisdom, understanding pounds. I feel a lot better. I play basketball, I do aerobics, and I swim. And I also lift weights with a trainer. I don't do it by myself because I don't know what I'm doing. I do it with a professional trainer who tells me what to do. That way I can get the most. Because it's all about quality, not quantity. People be up there, and all you're doing is damaging yourself. There's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. So that's why you have to have qualified people instruct you so that you can get the most out of their workout. You can be qualified, you can get quality, because it's always about the 80-20 principle. 80% of this muscle being worked or 20% of this muscle being worked. Now me, by fasting, right now I'm 80% up here and 20% down here. When my stomach is calling to eat, it's 80% down here and 20% up here. But you gotta understand that you've been using this the wrong way all your life. All your life you've been using this the wrong way. And what that does is take a wrong signal to your body. So what you have to do now is, I'm right here. I've taken this hand, I put it behind my back. I handcuffed it, I changed it, I tied it, I secured it, right? Right? Now I'm learning to do everything with this hand. You know, it's awkward. I write like a 7-year-old. It's hard to use a fork. I throw a ball like a girl. But the more I do it, the more I develop it. But let something happen that emotionally disturbs me. Let one of you upset me. And what happens? I turn into the Incredible Hulk. Oh, my! It comes back out. It comes back out, and naturally I'm up here. So what I gotta do, I gotta tie it up again and get back to using this muscle. See, this muscle isn't this. This muscle is right here, the heart. The heart gives off more electromagnetic energy than any other part of your body. Because the heart is always, 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 always pumping. And along with that heart are the lungs. See what I'm saying? They work together. And that's the core of your being. Now, you have to live your life like your breath. You have to breathe every second. You can't breathe and say, I hit the number today, so y'all don't have to breathe for the next 3 weeks. No, you gotta let it out. And you gotta bring it in. You gotta let it out and you gotta bring it in. You gotta constantly restore your integrity. When you mess up, which we all invariably do as human beings, what you have to do is restore your integrity. I've been fasting for 21 days. On the 4th day, I forgot. I was hanging out with a friend, they wanted some Dunkin' Donuts, I went and got me a cup of coffee, and I'm like, oh man, I messed up. But I didn't stop. The next day I got right back on it. The next day I got, on the 7th day I ate a peppermint. Oh. But I didn't let that stop me, I got right back on it. And I'm here today telling you I'm successful. Even with those 2 little slips, I'm successful. It's the same thing with drugs and alcohol. If you slip, you get right back on it. You restore your integrity in the instant. And the other thing I want to talk about is how a lot of us are carrying around a story. A story about something in the past that might have happened to you. In the 2nd grade, 3 guys got on the bus and beat me up. My older brother being retarded, I felt that I was alone in this world. I had no back. I had nobody to turn to. And right away I felt I wasn't worth it. And now I realize that all my life I've been living in this story, because what happened happened. The story I told myself is the story I've been living with. And what happened is, every time I reached any kind of success in life, that story showed up to sabotage me. So what I had to do was let it go. I had to let it go, just like this. I let it go. And once I let it go, what happens is I created a whole new paradigm. My outlook on life shifted. My context shift. Instead of living in that old context, now I can be open to what's new. And I'm living in the realm of possibility as a possibility. Nothing can stop me because I am unmessable. Because I'm not living in that story of being a loser anymore. See what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of us can become emotionally disturbed, or we don't have any emotional IQ. So that when you are emotionally disturbed, anything that happens gets sabotaged. Just like when people because they don't know how to balance their emotions. I have to go to my just cipher forum, so I'm gonna have to say peace. But I love you, nation.
Operate this, I'm saying you can carry it with you. It's already on, you don't need no. Just tape it down.
We don't understand how it's gonna affect us.
That goes as a camera.
The information that I have
Camera?
gained,
Yeah, my camera.
I've come to the conclusion that it's actually supposed to make us infertile. So us becoming infertile is a big issue because when you start to understand that when our children are eating improperly and they're not educated on what they're eating and what they're putting in the food, we become people who are plagued by diseases. And so we become dependent on the mystery God, because a lot of us eat right. A lot of us are like, you know what, God, you don't even have to tell me this, God, because I eat right. I know what's good for me. I know what's good for my family. But the matter of the fact is that we are the fathers and mothers of civilization. As the fathers and mothers of civilization, we have to teach the population. And so these are our children. And then it's not just the little babies, it's grown-ups too. It's all the ignorant people out there that are running around dumb, deaf, dumb, and blind. And so they rely on the religion and they seek for that mystery God to come and save them, and asking that mystery God, why are they afflicted by this disease, when in reality, it's just plain and simple that the devil's been trying to manipulate us and destroy us for 6,000 years. So now when you look at it, you're saying his reign is over. But he's trying so hard to keep us down into that, that evil state of mind and that lower level of physical existence, and to where, we just give up on our own selves. You understand what I'm saying? So for example, when you look at the fact that a lot of brothers and sisters, like, they go, like what the other guy was saying, Umallah, he was saying, you go to the fast food restaurants and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't, but those that do, don't understand that they're being targeted, and how they're being targeted, they're gonna be, they're gonna be to the point where, they won't be able to reproduce, and therefore that'll be the end of a nation. Not just the original peoples, but the nations as people, the whole peoples of the planet Earth. Because, as you know, we outnumber the devil, of course. Y'all know this. So he's trying everything in his power to keep us on that level. Like I said, I like to keep myself. So, for example, the children, the first thing they do when they go to the store, they buy the potato chips, chewing gum, candy. Another thing, inside the candy, there's a chemical called aspartame. I don't know if y'all know about it. Now, what aspartame does is that it actually breaks down into methyl alcohol, right? And then it releases formaldehyde, and formaldehyde is a neurotoxin. So when you think about why are children acting up, why are children all messed up, thinking negative thoughts and straying away from their parents, it's because of the food and everything, all the chemicals that are in the food are making the children not think right and not, be in tune with their own selves. They're actually, becoming very dumb. Because when you think about the fact that formaldehyde is a neurotoxin, it's dumbing the hell down. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You talk to the kid, he won't hear you. He deaf. You know what I'm saying? You explain things to him, he sees things happening, he don't see it. He blind. And so he don't read, he don't hear, he don't care about no books. Ain't nobody talking to him about books, him or her. He just chooses to do whatever he wants. She just chooses to do whatever she wants. So she loses herself and she strays away from her own self, and therefore we become lost again. So this is a major concern. We just need to spread the knowledge on that, be more educated on that aspect. So I hope that the CDs I give out today will explain a little bit more how this is going on. I'm new to this nation. Part of self, I'm a little nervous too because as only had a knowledge yourself for a year, but I'm trying to show and prove, and I'm here, and I'm trying to do all I can, guy. And I myself dropped out of school. I don't have a very high education. But I civilized myself, and I said I gotta show my peoples what's going on. And so this is how he's trying to dumb us down into becoming, the devil that he is.
And Little Savage. I Yes, sir.
Customize our lifestyles. Not all good things work for everyone. You have to find a way that works for you. You also need to use this tool, the knowledge of yourself personally. So if you have a condition like hypertension or diabetes, you should consume mindfully. You can be a vegetarian or a vegan, but if you're still eating poisons to feed your hypertension or your diabetes or other ailments, then you're not leading a healthier lifestyle. It's also key to pay mind to how you feel after you consume something or after you do something. To know your family history of disease. I've noticed in my experience that doctors diagnose you based on your family history, which isn't all, you don't always have the disease that they're diagnosing you for. And getting rest is crucial. You don't perform optimally if you're tired all the time. And the number 3 point, which I can't stress enough, is that you need to drink water. Lots of water. Too much water. You have to go to the bathroom all the time. We need water to clean our systems. It's one of the tonic things in our diets that we can use to cleanse ourselves, and a lot of us use chlorophyll to boost the cleansing powers of water. It's also used to counter chronic diseases like diabetes. Intrinsic to all my 3 points is the knowledge. And this is nothing new. Knowing that we are God, knowing that we are earth, does not grant us immunity to disease. Joel Kukum and her book, Vitamins and Minerals from A to Z, highlights some of the differences of the original body and the Caucasian body through our nutritional needs. There's a typo, you guys are getting it wrong. Our physical powers are 3 times that of the Caucasian man. And this is so because our body is different from his. We support the manifestations of this differences through our diet, eating foods to empower our bodies. Discourages us from using the colored man standards to measure the quality of our bodies. She refers to original people as melanin-dominant people and respectfully points out that race is not just a social construct, which is what the colored man always tells us everywhere. But there are differences between the races physically, and those differences actually need to be said. We have different nutritional needs. We have more melanin, of course, which is why she calls us melanin-dominant people, and she makes some important points about melanin in her book. One is that melanin can become toxic when it combines with certain drugs like amphetamines, LSD, tranquilizers, and paraplots, which are herbicides that the government used a while back to fertilize marijuana plants. Also tetracycline, which is an antibiotic. Melanin also binds with certain fats, so that melanin-dominant people are more likely to retain fats from their diet. And it's usually the oils that we use, like Wesson and corn oil, and also sunflower seed oil. And because of the likeliness of melanin to bind with these oils, people who consume them, saturated animal fats, and dairy products that are high in fats, cottonseed oil and kernel oil are more prone to the hardening of the arteries that happen when you consume too many saturated fats. Saturated fat is so named because chains of carbon atoms, and attached to the carbon atoms are hydrogen atoms. In a saturated fat, there are no double bonds between the carbon atoms. So they're not very useful because they can't break bonds to carry nutrients like unsaturated fats. Melanin also contains amino acids that we can't make and we must consume in our diet. So it's important that we consume the right proteins for our bodies. Fukum also helps us see that foods prevalent in this society are not necessarily for us. It's usually better to go with an alternate, something that's not so readily available, like brown rice or naturally white rices like basmati rices might be a better choice over Carolina or Uncle Ben's because they've had the nutritional value processed added on them. Brown rice generally has more protein, calcium, vitamin E, potassium, and iron than white rice. It also contains vitamin E, which white rice doesn't even have. And basmati rice has a lower glycemic index. The glycemic index is the effect of the food on your blood glucose level. So foods with high glycemic indexes cause a peak in your blood sugar, and foods with low glycemic indexes, like beans, keep your blood level from spiking. So your blood glucose level from spiking so high. Definitely a thing. Wheat and rice are probably the two most popular grains in the United States. And a while back, the colored man went to China and started refining, processing his rice. And that ended up in deficiencies in the Chinese population. Wheat, aside from essential allergies, is taken from the diets of autistic children, and it's been linked to a decrease in autistic behavior in said children. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip over a few things, and I'm going to go straight to the part about breast milk, which is skipping one paragraph. I know that breast milk is the best milk, and it's the best suited food for our babies. It has antibacterial and antibiotic properties. It gives immunization to children naturally. And in 2005, it was noted that there are other materials besides antibodies in breast milk, just plain old carbohydrates, that help children fight disease. At a conference in October, I made a recommendation that we look at our option to vaccinate and immunize our children, and that we provide resources and possibly hold an event discussing what it would mean for us to not vaccinate our children and what behaviors we should adapt if we make that choice. So I'm working on something, and you're sure to hear from me about this later on in 2009. I also discussed, not alone, so not in I've also discussed having a fasting event for the nation of gods and earth, because a lot of us fast with other nations and organizations, and it would be nice to fast along with like minds at the same time. And in your handout, last but not least, Queen Shamika and other Earths and myself worked on putting together the national highlights ailments and possible remedies for these ailments month by month in 2009, with the exception of March, because echinacea is something that you should not take if you are HIV. And one of the queens, Queen Natia, has people do presentations monthly in her area. They submit a written piece, and they also speak on some points of that piece during their Universal Parliament. And I would love to see something like that happen here. I've made some individuals to do that already. So I'd like to take 30 seconds to thank Queen Serene Mecca, Sila, Empress, Queen Earth Asia, Scion of Devotion, Queen Victoria Asia, and Queen Civilized Zag, who have all volunteered to do presentations next year. But there are topics that don't have any takers, and I would love for someone to talk to me about possibly presenting, because I pick up the slack and I do all the ones that people don't volunteer to do. So with that,
presentation. Our next speaker on health is Queen Cypher. Please.
In the name of our Father, Almighty, true and living God, Lord, I bid you again in peace. Again, my name is Queen Cypher, or Cypher, you call me Cypher, that's fine. And Akula is my maker, my own. And, you know, as a proponent, you know, like of health in this nation, since I first got this knowledge, is because as women, this was an integral part of what we had to study. We had to study health because it was our duty to take care of the babies and also the dogs. And so I'm not going to really get into too much on what we did and how we did. I want to